Georgia Tech had a good 2018 season, ended up going 7-6, made it to a bowl game. But how are they going to do in 2019? That is what we are going to be going over today. Georgia Tech's schedule preview. We're going to be going over a few players that this team will be losing, who they're going to be returning, and also we're going to be looking at their schedule for the first time this offseason. 2018, they went 7-6 once again. They lose Taquan Marshall at cornerback. They also lose Lynch and Searcy, two moderate losses there as well. Taquan Marshall at cornerback, of course, he wasn't the greatest quarterback that Georgia Tech's ever had. But of course, always losing a quarterback is going to be very, very impactful to the team, especially on offense. Like, you got to readjust to a whole new quarterback, a new person under center. It doesn't always work out too well the year after you lose a major quarterback. They lose one right tackle, a wide receiver, cornerback, and safety, 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers. So really, on both sides of the football, they're losing quite a bit. Caleb Oliver will likely be your quarterback in 2019 for Georgia Tech. We've seen him be a second string for the majority of the time. Back to a bowl game in 2019, that is a major question that a lot of these fans from Georgia Tech are going to be asking. I do believe that Georgia Tech will get to a bowl game next year. It's going to be tough. I do believe it will be a much tougher year, much more difficult than last year, of course. And I believe that this team probably has the toughest ACC schedule out of any team. I mean, we're going to get to that in a second, but they have to play so many tough teams. It really will not be easy for Georgia Tech next season. No win will be guaranteed. How many losses how will these losses be impactful? I think that they will end up being pretty impactful, especially with Lynch and Searcy. You can't forget about those two as well. They've always been huge impacts for this team in recent years. Definitely, once again, just a little overview here. It will be a tougher year in 2019 than it was in 2018 for this team. Here is their schedule. You got at Clemson to start off the season, so really you start off the season going on the road to one of the hardest atmospheres to play in. Then you got South Florida at home, Citadel, Temple, North Carolina, Duke, Miami. Then you got Georgia at the end of the season, so there's obviously another tough game there. And then you got Virginia, and you got NC State. Miami possibly could be a tough game. Pittsburgh and Duke both could be. I mean, it's tough to even say which games that they're going to win, but I do have them winning against the Citadel, Temple, and North Carolina. I think those 3 games will likely be wins. But really everything else, it's hard to say whether they'll win it or not. I mean, their non-conference schedule really isn't that easy either. I mean, with South Florida, Citadel and Temple should be pretty easy, even though you've got Temple on the road. But yeah, South Florida won't be guaranteed. Then you got Georgia at the end of the season as well. Probably one of the tougher non-conference schedules of the Power 5 conference teams. But of course, once again, you got Clemson to start off the season. That is not an easy way to start off the season, that is for sure. They also have a ton of road games. Like they do have a few home games, of course, but I think they've got several road games, especially in September. I mean, typically in September, early on in the season, if you're a Power 5 conference team, you'll likely be at home for the majority of it. But Georgia Tech has to go on the road twice in September alone. Will not be easy for Georgia Tech next season. Estimated record-wise, I'm going to say 4-8 to 8-4 is your best bet. If you want a more definite answer, I would probably say 6 to 7 wins possibly. They're going to be kind of right along that line of 5-6. 5-6 wins. Eligibility for a bowl game will be on the line. It's gonna be interesting. Georgia Tech will be an interesting team to watch next year, especially with the tough schedule that they have. I mean, those road games that they have. Miami, of course. Miami wasn't as good last year, but with that being a road game, Miami is always a tough place to play. Duke should be improved this year. North Carolina will likely be a blowover. That's probably the one game of the ACC games that I do expect them to win by a decent amount. And of course, that Virginia game on the road. I think Virginia is going to be a dangerous team this year. Pittsburgh went to the ACC championship last year. Virginia Tech may struggle. So I think that's probably the second most likely game that they'll win is Virginia Tech. I'm really not expecting much out of them this season, especially with all the losses that they're having. They're having a huge transfer issue down in Virginia Tech right now. Several players are leaving their program. I mean, it's really all over the college football news over the past month. Nonetheless, I do expect 4-8 to 8-4 is your best bet for an estimated record for Georgia Tech next season. But anyway, that is it for today's video. Thank you guys all for watching. Let me know your guys' thoughts on Georgia Tech in the comments below. We're going over the ACC schedule previews right now, and we are just about halfway through. So Yep, stay tuned for the rest of the ACC schedule previews. Thank you guys all for watching, and I will see you all later.